says here, doesn't it, to estimate, okay? That's what we're expected to do. If you work this out exactly, difficult, but if you worked it out exactly, you'd be there a long time and you wouldn't get any marks because they specifically ask you to estimate it. So when we do that, we usually look for one significant figure, okay? We round each value here to one significant figure. So 29.58, all right? Well, to one significant figure, that would be 30, wouldn't it? Okay, so let's choose sensible values, essentially. Use some common sense here. So that becomes 30. 50.13, well, that's 50, isn't it, when you round that to one significant figure? Okay, using sensible values. And then on the denominator, 0.205, okay, well, 0.2, yeah, that will be one significant figure. So that would make sense there to write that as it is. Now, the whole point of estimating is you should be able to work things out in your head, okay? So, you know, this here, we can do this in our head, can't we? The numerator, let's calculate that numerator here to begin with. So 30 times 50, well, that's easy, isn't it? Because what you do is you ignore the zeros, ignore them, and just do the 3 times the 5. 3 times 5 is 15, and then you add the zeros on, yeah? So you get 1,500. That's what 30 times 50 is. 1,500. Okay. Divide them by 0.2. So you've got to divide by 0.2. You've got to divide by decimal. Now there's a number of approaches you could use here to sort of make this easier for you. But what I do now is I try and scale this up, right? I would try and scale this up so this no longer becomes a decimal. Let's think about it. What could we times 0.2 by to make it into a whole number? Okay, now, there's lots of ways you might be thinking. You might think you could times it by 10. You know, you certainly can. You can times it by 10, and that will change it to a whole number, won't it? If you times 0.2 by 10. Or you could times it by 5. Okay, that's the one I'd prefer. If you times 0.2 by 5, think about it, you just get a whole, don't you? Okay, so we're allowed to do that with fractions, remember, right? We can scale them. In this case, we're scaling it up. So you're making the denominator 5 times bigger. Okay, so you times it by you times it by 5, but that means you need to times the numerator also. You need to scale that up. You need to times that by 5, and that's easy to do in your head as well because, you know, when you times this by 5, we'll just do 15 times 5. 15 times 5 is 75, and add on the 2 zeros. Okay, so you scaled up the fraction. Okay, you've made the numerator and denominator 5 times bigger, but it gets rid of the decimal, doesn't it? And now you just got to do 7,500 divided by 1, which of course is 7,500, and there's my estimated answer.